Life is a lesson. Did you know life will punch you in the face?
Oh, does it?
Yes.
It kicks me when I'm down all the time.
Life will punch you in the face. It will kick you when you're down. It will put some black Timbs on when you fall on the ground and stomp your face.
Hola, everybody. Hero back at it again with another podcast. I would like to thank my gracious guest, Goldie, for coming on the podcast. This is the first episode of DadSplained.
Yes.
And today we're going to talk about a few topics, but the first thing we want to talk about is everything children should know and every parent should teach their kids is for them to write their own eulogy and keep revising it as the years go on.
Absolutely.
So Goldie, can you talk more about this, please?
I like this topic. I do. I like this topic because there was, I forget the gentleman's name, who he was given a motivational speech.
Right.
And basically, long story short, what he said was this. He said, imagine a teenage kid walks into your office. You're not able to say anything to this person or this kid, but you're supposed to inspire this kid. And the only way you're able to communicate with this kid is to give them your biography, your life book. So you have to live your life in order to teach, mentor, guide, educate the next generation. So your chapters in life have to be influential.
Right.
You can't just do things just to be doing it. You have to do it with a purpose.
Right.
You have to have a meaning behind it. So I like that topic because it immediately reminded me of that in particular, because we're always rewriting our eulogy. Right. Always. Like I said, everything we do has to be with a purpose, has to be with a reason. Otherwise, what are we doing it for?
Right.
Why are we there? You know, that there's no purpose to it. So
never stop being great. It doesn't matter what you accomplish. You can always accomplish something else.
Absolutely.
And who knows whose life you're going to touch, what difference you're going to make in someone else's life or just your own life by doing that next great thing.
Absolutely.
Even if that next great thing is just showing up and being a teacher, being a firefighter and just showing up to work. Maybe somebody dropped off a baby and you saved that baby's life. Or you're an EMT, you didn't feel well, but you showed up at work and you saved a doctor who then went on to save someone else's life. It's just a butterfly effect if you just keep revising your eulogy.
Absolutely.
Nobody wants to talk about death, but they always want to be remembered after.
Absolutely. Got to put the work in. What is it the Marines say?
You know better than me.
The Marines say everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die.
I've never heard that. That's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, basically saying you've got to put in the work in order to be rewarded.
Right.
And that reward as a dad, as a father, is seeing your child reach the pinnacles that you have for them. Not that they have for themselves, but for you. You have dreams, you have aspirations and goals for your kids on your own as a father. You know, obviously they have their own goals, they got their own dreams, they have all that stuff. But we personally, as fathers, we have our own dreams and our own goals for them. But to see those come true, that's an amazing reward and amazing feeling. It's just like the first time you saw one of your daughters actually ride a bike after you taught them how to ride that bike.
Oh yeah, it was super exciting.
Yes, it's gratifying. So we have our own dreams, we have our own aspirations, we have our own goals for our kids. And when they achieve those things, that's our reward. That is what we get as a reward from being a father,
right? Is
to see them excel, to see them reach their dreams, reach their goals, do everything it is that they want to do. That's what we want for our kids. So in life, as a father,
right,
we have to be dedicated. Got to be dedicated and committed to our kids, to be that example, to be that eulogy passed on to our next generation so they can follow this eulogy. Your eulogy should be a story for them to read. It should be an instructional manual. It should be a play-by-play, step-by-step. Here's what you need to do. If you're doing something like this, this is what you need to do in order to be successful in this thing that you're doing.
Right.
Life should be a eulogy. You should always be writing it. Always be writing it. I agree.
Fantastic. You mentioned dreams a couple times. We have our own dreams. We have dreams for our children.
Mm-hmm.
But I want the people to remember that a goal without a plan is a dream. We want to have dreams, yes, but we want to have plans.
Yes.
To achieve those dreams.
Yes.
So there's two different types of dreams.
Absolutely. I like that. That was good. I'm glad you brought that up right there. Yeah. Because you're right. Dreams are a illustration of your imagination.
Right.
So dreams are it's that seed, it's that initial thought. Like, oh man, I can build this business. Right. I can do this business. I can create this business. So that seed is planted. You're exactly right. We have to take that seed and water it and nurture it. And that's the plan. Putting the plan in place in order for you to become successful is a gimme. That's 100% right. I love that statement.
So the last thing I want to talk about for this episode is self-worth.
Oh, wow. I like self-worth, man.
Earlier we were talking because people don't hear our conversations.
Yeah.
You don't put stock in people.
Right.
So if you don't put stock in people, at what point do you lose faith in people? Or is it two different things to you? Because it's the same thing to me. If I can't put stock in you, I can't believe that you're going to be there for me. Right. You're just dead weight to me.
Well, I think possibly maybe I used an incorrect word.
No, just say what you feel. It's okay.
But no, you're right. I to get more detailed about it, when I say I don't put stock in people, I don't have these high, huge expectations, right? I'm understanding that people are people. People are people.
What does that mean?
That means people aren't perfect. People are going to make mistakes. People are going to let you down. It's not that they did it purposefully, but something happens, life happens, and they're unable to come through on the word or the promise that they gave you, right? So
wait, can we pause right there?
Yes.
On that, how many times before you give up on them?
I mean, honestly, I don't ever give up on someone completely, and maybe that's.
Well, I'm not saying like you're dead to me, get out of my life.
Yeah.
But to a point where you just stop believing what they say. As you say, you put no stock in them.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I'm probably the wrong person to ask that. Because so in business, let me say it this way. In business, I give you one opportunity. And if you didn't come through in a timely fashion, this is business. I have to, it's nothing personal. I've got to keep moving. Right. I got to keep moving. I may circle back around to you, give you another opportunity, if business permits. But yeah, I got to give you one opportunity. That's it. Now, personal life, if this person is in your life personally, you know this person.
Right.
You understand the dynamics of their life and all that good stuff. So you understand that there's a possibility of this person not coming through based on what they said. You know what I mean? Like it's like that brother or that cousin that you have who
always asking you for money.
Yeah.
They only call you for money?
Yes.
Hey, yo, man, how you been? I'm good. How's the family? Good. Yo, can I buy $5?
Yeah.
What?
Exactly.
That's all you ever call me for, man.
But you know this person. So my thing is, if I know this person, if I know Rodney,
right?
Every time Rodney comes around, he's going to ask me for money. If I know this already, then I'm expecting that. I have that expectation. Like, okay, all right, when I see Rodney, he's going to ask me for some bread. So I'm going to make sure I don't have no money. First and foremost, I'm going to make sure my pockets is broke. It's empty. Hey, brother, I ain't got no cash on me, man. I would, but I don't have anything for you. So I have that expectation. And it's just like with people in your personal life, you have to treat them as such. Like I know you. I get it. I got it. Like me, like you and I relationship.
Right.
I have made many promises to you and have not come through a number of times.
5 this week.
Yeah, 5 this week. Yeah, dang, 5 this week already. But it's a thing about knowing the person that you're dealing with and having, I guess, the right expectations for them, right? So if it's somebody I don't know and, I invite them somewhere and they don't show, then okay, that is written in their eulogy. Okay, well, I invited him, he didn't make it. All right, well, I'll write that down. And then if I invite him again to another event and he doesn't show up, then okay, I'll write that down too. Now, after these few times, I have that expectation. Okay, well, he may show, he may not. So if he doesn't show, I'm good because I didn't expect you to show in the first place.
Okay, but then you have that mindset of always expecting the worst in people. Let's just say it's not just Rodney.
Right.
Let's say Tom, Dick, Harry, Joe, Schmo, everybody and their dog. So let's just say it's 95% of the people in your life.
Okay.
I lied. Let's make it 97.
Okay.
At what point do you just say everybody in life sucks? People are people. They all suck. I can't count on nobody. Woe is me. How do you not get there? And if you are there, for the people that are there, how do you get out of it?
Well, to answer the initial question is you never chalk it up to everybody. Everybody's different.
What if that's all you know?
So if you're saying all you know is people that are letting you down on a consistent basis,
Yeah.
then I would say you would need to change your circle.
Okay, but what if you do, and the new people come in are just like the old people?
Wait, then you're doing the same thing with these new people. See what I mean? So it's just like we talked about earlier. So I can only control Goldie. I can't control anybody else. I can only control Goldie's emotions, Goldie's decisions, Goldie's actions. I can only control those. So I can't control anybody else. So if that's the case, then I make me upset if someone doesn't show up. I make me angry if someone doesn't do what I thought they were going to do.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I make me upset if someone's promised me something and it didn't come through, right? I make me upset. They didn't do anything. All they did was make a promise
And break it.
and break it. That's it. That part of the whole equation is out of my control. I can't control that. What I can control is me remaining calm, peaceful, grateful. And I'll tell you what I do. If I get upset, if I get bothered or anything like that, I'm losing my cool or whatever. A good tip, a good recommendation is, which I got from Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey said, you take a moment when you're getting angry and you're getting upset, take a moment and start appreciating the things that you do have.
Okay.
Appreciate the things that you already have.
Right.
Nothing is more powerful than gratitude. Nothing. Not anger, not disappointment, none of that. So all you have to do is take a moment, remember what you do have. Yeah, he didn't show up, but what about these other people that did show up? Or, yeah, he promised me this and he didn't come through, but what about the people that did come through? What about how I made it to where I am today because of the people that did come through for me? I'm gonna be grateful for those people, give them the energy that I got right now, and not this guy who didn't come through for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I wouldn't chalk it up to all of society.
Okay.
I wouldn't do it because everybody's an individual. Everybody has their own choices to make. And then honestly, deep down inside, fact of the matter is you control you.
Right.
Nobody else. Your hero can't make Goldie mad. Can't do it. Unless Goldie makes the decision to be mad. I have to make the choice. I got to make the choice to be mad. Your hero can't say, hey, Goldie, you mad, dog.
Yeah, be mad, bro.
Be mad. Can't do it.
So what happens when you're triggered?
You do what I just recommended.
Just stop, breathe, and appreciate what you do have.
Stop, breathe, appreciate what you do have. Because you know what? You could have nothing. You could not have the things you already have.
Right.
What about that? What about the fact that you could have not waken up this morning?
That would have sucked.
That would have sucked. That would have sucked big time. So you just got to show the gratitude. You gotta be appreciative of what you have. Yeah, I want this $1 million house. Or yeah, I want $1 million in my bank account, but that's okay. I'm gonna appreciate what I already have in that bank account. I'm gonna be grateful for that. And once I show that I have appreciation for what I already have and I have gratitude for what I already have, that makes more room for more blessings, more miracles, more gifts given to me. I'm trying to find another word than stock. But I don't have huge expectations of people.
Okay.
I don't. Because people, I mean, like I said, people are people. Nobody's perfect. If it didn't come through, all right, it didn't come through. If one of my transactions fell through, like which one did a few weeks ago, it's okay. It's okay. It doesn't go through. All right, well, we'll move on to the next one. Or I'll figure out a way to help this individual, get their home in a different way.
So how do you go from putting stock in other people to just putting stock in yourself? Because remember, when you put so much stock in yourself, and you let yourself down because you expected something. I worked hard towards this, but it didn't turn out the way I thought it was. I did everything I could in my power and it still didn't work out. How do you keep yourself from feeling the same way you feel about all these other people about yourself?
Oh, that's easy.
Is it easy, sir?
That's easy. That's easy.
It's common sense. Let me hear it.
It's common sense. So failure is a part of success. You can't be successful without failure, right? And in order for you to be successful, you have to fail in order to learn what not to do or what to do in order to be successful. If I never fail, I would be lost. I would have no clue. Can you imagine being successful at everything you do?
That sounds like a wonderful life. From the day I was born to the day I died, I never knew failure. I mean, I'd be super cocky, but
Yes. You'd be super cocky. You wouldn't learn anything. You would stay at this plateau. You wouldn't have mountains. You would have a plateau. You would have this. That's it. That's all you would have. But if you fail one good time, boop, it's gonna drop. That's that little beep in the, what do you call that thing on a
heart rate monitor?
Yeah, the heart rate monitor. That's a little beep. Boop. You fail. While you're down there, you stay down there to figure out, what did I do wrong? Why did I do that? Okay, how can I correct that? Now that I know what I did wrong,
right?
How do I correct that? So now that I've corrected it, okay, let me keep moving and I just won't do that again. So now the heart rate monitor starts going back up. And it goes higher than what it was before.
Right.
That plateau. So now you're higher. That initial plateau, you might have been successful with no failure, making $65,000 a year. You feel like that's successful.
Right.
Because all you know is success. I'm making 65 grand a year. I'm paying all my bills. I'm living life. I'm good. When all the while, the person down the street from you is doing the exact same job that you're doing, but they've made a few failures and they've learned some things. So now that they've learned these things, they figured out a way to make this job better or to increase productivity or to make things smoother or whatever. So now, instead of 65, they got a raise because they figured all these things out. Now they're making 85 because they made that mistake. They failed. And then it goes even further. That person at 85, because you could plateau at 85, or you could plateau at 100 grand a year, or you could plateau at $1 million a year, but there is no ceiling when it comes to success. So you should always be striving. When you make a mistake and you fail, you got to stay in that moment for a minute to figure out what did I do wrong? Jot it down if you need to. Figure out a plan of how to correct that. And then when you do correct it, you never go back to that. You learn that lesson. I won't do that again.
Don't touch the fire.
Yes, exactly. I'm gonna stay away from the stove. But you never go back to that because you learned it. And then what you do is you go back and you help someone who's going down the same path that you were going down, and you save them those 5 years of mistakes that you made by telling them, hey, I've gone down the road that you're going.
Right.
I already know some of the mistakes that you can possibly make.
Mm-hmm.
Here they are. I just saved you 5 years of mistakes.
And that goes back to the eulogy.
That's it. So yeah, I would never lose stock in myself. Never ever would I lose stock in myself. It's impossible, man. Not to sound cocky, it's just I have faith in me because I know who's in me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I know this podcast is not, about religion or anything, but I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, and I know he lives within me. And if he's within me, I could do all things. So yeah, I'll never lose stock. I'll never have a bad year like 2022 in the stock market. Won't be me.
It will be you.
Won't be me. Won't do it. I take it back. I probably would, because that's the failure part.
Yeah.
That is the failure part. But I'll learn from it. You always have to learn from your mistakes or bad decisions that you've made or anything. No regrets, just lessons.
Everything's a lesson.
Everything's a lesson. Everything in life is a lesson. Life is a lesson. Did you know life will punch you in the face?
Oh, does it?
Yes.
It kicks me when I'm down all the time.
Life will punch you in the face. It will kick you when you're down. It will put some black Timbs on when you fall on the ground and stomp your face. If you allow it to.
Oh, goodness.
But the only way life can do that is if you allow it to. If you stay down there. If you fall down on the ground and just allow life to stomp the crap out of you. If you stay down there, yes, your life will be stomped on. But if you decide to get up and figure out, well, dang, how did I fall? How did I get down here? How did this happen? Oh, I didn't tie my shoes. Dang, I should have tied my shoes. Let me get up. Let me tie my shoes. And I bet you I won't fall like that again.
Then you walk a couple feet and fall again. Next time I gotta watch where I'm walking.
I gotta watch where I'm walking.
My shoes are tied, but now I watch where I walk into.
Exactly. It's all a lesson. Every step is a lesson. Every path you take is a lesson.
I remember the story. I don't know where I heard it from, but a pottery master made 100 pots. 99 of them were wrong. Mm-hmm. And they go, how did you have the strength, or what kept you going? He goes, every time I messed up, I just figured out a way how not to do what I want to do. They're not mistakes. It's just that's the way to do something else.
Absolutely.
If I want to make an ugly looking pot looking like that, I know how to do it.
Yep.
So now I have 99 other different pots or whatever he made, vases, all these different shapes. They're not the one I wanted, but hey, if anybody likes those, I can go back and make it. I know how I made it.
Yeah.
So there's no mistakes. As you said, they're just lessons.
They're just lessons. But you know what the deep message in that is? Do you understand or realize the discipline, the mental toughness, the resiliency you have to have mentally to go through 99 jacked up pots, pottery or whatever
vases,
you
whatever
call it, vases or whatever
people know what we're talking about.
Making.
Yeah, whatever they want to make. Use your imagination.
To go through 99 of them and keep going. Some people, that's why I don't want to be negative towards, the masses out there, but that's why the masses are where they are, because they'll only go through about 5 pots. Oh, this ain't working. I'm done.
Or some people 10. I was thinking 10.
Some people 10. Some people make it to 10 pots. Oh man, this is jacked up. This don't work. I'm not doing this no more. Put it away. Then there's the 1%, the mental tough folks out there who will go through the 99. They'll go through 100. Do you know we're sitting in here in light? It's electricity and stuff. What's his name? Thomas Edison.
Actually, a black guy made electricity. Thomas Edison took credit for it.
He took credit for it, yeah.
But we know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Whoever made electricity, whoever you believe did it.
Right. That guy.
That person. Yeah.
That person went through 1,000 tests. 1,000. Can you imagine going through 1,000 experiments trying to get this thing to work and it's not working?
999.
999.
People give up after 5, he said.
5, 10, even 20. So those lessons build mental toughness. Those failures build mental toughness, discipline for yourself to keep going, to continue to keep going. And what that does is, on top of that discipline is the faith.
Right.
It's like a faith sandwich.
Faith sandwich.
Yeah, you put discipline down as the bread, bam, and then you take some faith and you wipe it on the sandwich.
So is that supposed to be mayonnaise?
That's like your mayonnaise. You put that on there, and you put a couple of dreams on top of that faith right there. You put that on there. That's like your lettuce or something like that. And then you take some ideas from those dreams. That's your cheese. Put a little cheese on top of that lettuce right there. And then what you like, turkey or ham? Which one you like of those?
I like honey ham.
There you go, honey ham. Then you put that honey ham on top. That's the plan.
That's the plan. Okay.
That's the plan. You put the plan on top of there, and then you take another piece of faith, wow, put that on top, and you got yourself a faith sandwich. And you got to eat it.
Yeah.
You eat that sandwich. It builds your strength, builds your mental toughness, it builds your faith, and it keeps you grounded, keeps you going. You can handle anything behind it, I believe.
I stand behind that 100%. So folks, if you take nothing else from this podcast, always remember your faith sandwich to get you through anything.
Amen.
This is your hero signing out with my boy Goldie. Goldie on the track. Wah, 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 wah.
Thank you. God bless y'all. Good night.
Signing out. Boop.
You said boop?
Yep. Boop. Boop. If you thought this content was amazing, subscribe to see more. If you liked the video, make sure you give it a good old high five. High five. Comment down below what you thought of the video. I hope everybody has a good day. And as always, keep moving forward. Well,